So Mark, how do you feel about grad?
Good.
You want to say hi to your sisters?
I already talked to them.
Oh. There he is, right there, just broke into the sunshine.
This highly praised film explores 5 major human emotions: disgust, fear, anger, sadness, and joy. Today, standing before 500 students and having to summarize 4 years of high school, words fail me. So instead, let me describe to you the range of emotions I have felt while attending the high school I now call home. The first emotion is disgust. Disgust was evoked every morning when my alarm went off at 5:30. And as a senior, going to school was a task in itself. Senioritis is a real condition, people. Fear. High school gave me a new definition of the word fear. My heart would start beating at twice its normal rate before I entered every chemistry and calculus exam. And let me assure you, that fear was very much justified. Fear also presents itself in the fear of the unknown, the fear of the world we are yet to dive into. Anger. Anger is the most common side effect of procrastination. And whether it be European history outlines or studying for a Spanish verbs test, I always wondered why I was up until 2 in the morning when I could have been peacefully sleeping. I genuinely hope procrastination was simply a side effect of high school. Fun fact, it probably wasn't. Sadness. Competing in my last mock trial round and watching the last drama productions felt unreal. I couldn't believe it was all finally coming to an end. The word sadness isn't enough to encompass the feelings I have for having to leave behind the familiar gum-studded halls of Stockdale High School and all the memories I made while walking them. Now I know those last 4 emotions were a bit of a downer, so here comes the most important one: joy. I could not tell you how many times I have smiled until my mouth hurt, or laughed until I cried, whether it be succeeding at a forensics tournament, winning the spell yell in every rally which our class has done for 3 years, or simply spending time with the friends I love so dearly and the teachers I revere so highly. These past 4 years, life has turned me inside out and upside down. But even when I wasn't having a wonderful Mustang day, I persevered. As Stockdale Mustangs, we take with us the fear, disgust, anger, sadness, and most importantly, joy of high school as we gallop off into the future. But before leaving everyone behind in the dust, let's take a moment to appreciate that we made it. We finally made it. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is what I call an unqualified success. Thank you.
As a freshman, I thought this day would never come. But as I stand here, surrounded by friends and faculty, I find myself wishing that time would slow down, that I'd be able to hold on a little longer. There comes a time in everyone's life where they realize their childhood is ending and they must make the journey into adulthood. For some, it's when they have their first kiss. For others, it's getting their license. But for most, the realization comes at graduation. It is the moment where we see clearest. We can no longer be dependent on our parents. Our innocence is starting to fade, and we are becoming in charge of our life. I know. It makes me nervous too. I've been told my whole life to treasure my youth because the adult world is hard and difficult and sometimes soul-sucking. But I say we go into this journey with our heads held high, an uncrushable spirit and can-do mentality. We have every opportunity in front of us, and this is the time where we can explore what we want to do, be confused, and ultimately find who we want to be. We can be the one to start working to solve the problems we have so often debated in the classroom and on Twitter. However, if we want to be the ones to change the world, we must first do something else. We must fail. I realize this is the exact opposite of what we've done these past 4 years. But in order for us to truly recognize success, we must miserably fail and learn how to get back up again. Thomas Edison made 1,000 light bulb designs that didn't work, but he continued on, and on the 1,001st try, well, as you can see, it worked. If he had not kept at it, even after not succeeding the first couple of times, our world would look much different than it does today. The next great artists and engineers, scientists and musicians stand within our midst, and while Stockdale has raised students to embrace challenges and strive for success, this also means we do not have an easy path set out for us, for changing the world never is. But I would hope we learn from Edison's example and keep trying, even if it takes us more than 1,000 times. My time at Stockdale has been incredible, and I'm surprised to say that I may actually miss high school. The commitment the students and teachers have to expanding our knowledge and giving us the tools to grow into smart, active, and compassionate adults is something I am glad to have had, and I will truly miss it. Thank you to everyone who was so committed to making sure we got the education we needed and also the experiences we wanted. We are Stockdale Mustangs. We've made our mark at Stockdale. It's time to make our mark on the world. I'd like to end with an excerpt from a poem by Frederick J.B. Moore II. To change the world, your first step has to be yourself. For you are the greatest catalyst for change and the greatest challenge to tradition. Thank you and congratulations, class of 2016.
Sitting for graduation in the last 3 years, I've gotten pretty good at dissecting the ideal graduation form. The formula that seems to work best is this. You make a couple of jokes, reference at least 2 teachers, preferably Mr. Valeni and Mrs. Muhammad, act like the spell yell was the pinnacle of your high school career, and then make some sort of extended metaphor between life and high school. No, and I almost forgot. You have to say, this isn't just the end, it's also a new beginning. Now, yes, I understand that is ridiculously cliche, but if it works, why fix it? No. Since I never had Mr. Valeni, my shout-out's going to have to go to Mrs. Muhammad. To Miss Mo, I credit you with 2 things. 1, showing me that, yes, it is indeed possible to get lower than an F on a test. But perhaps more importantly, 2, illustrating that no matter how difficult the class or how lazy the student, Stockdale does have teachers who genuinely care about what they teach and to whom they teach. So to all of those teachers, not just Mrs. Muhammad, thank you. Okay, but enough about them. I got the references out of the way. Let's talk about the high school experience. High school's a constantly evolving, filled with gossip, tragedy, heartbreak. That just covers how the juniors react when they lose the stallion. And if there are any juniors in the audience, no, the spell yell is not rigged. You just don't happen to be very good at it. But if I'm completely honest, I know that I don't have anything to say that hasn't been said 100 times before. So my contribution is this. When you put aside the pageantry and the frenzy that comes with graduating high school, you come to a realization. Now, it isn't a unique realization by any means. It's the one every student graduating has. It's that it's over. Looking at the roughly 500 students behind me, I know without a shadow of doubt that some of the closest friends I have today, I'll most likely never talk to again. And that thought, to put in the most eloquent, AP Lang-worthy diction possible, sucks. Sorry, Mrs. Sandy. But even though it sucks, it is, to use another higher level English word, okay. Because after all, this isn't just the end of one journey, it's the beginning of another. And on a side note, I promise that is the only part of this speech I actually stole from a Hallmark card. You see, when I was a kid, I loved reading those short story choose your own adventure things. You know how those went? You start at the top of the page with something like, you're out of class without a pass, and you're walking through the hall and a security guard is coming your way. And then at the bottom of the page, it would give you the options if you want to try and make a break for it and see if you can outrun a golf cart. Flip to page 32. If you want to simply hide the terror behind your eyes, smile weakly and wave, flip to page 44. Well, I guess in a way, our lives are kind of like that. And yes, this is the cliche metaphor part. We all start at the beginning of one page, and then we reach the end where we are prompted to flip to another. Now, which page we flip to, that part is up to us. This ceremony here today is a recognition that we are at the end of one such page. I don't pretend to know everybody that's graduating today, or even what they're doing once we leave. But one thing I do know is that the stories aren't over yet. It's been a good story, one that we got to spend the last 4 years reading together. But now is the time that we choose our own adventure. As I finally stop talking, and you get to spend the next 4 hours waiting for the magical 30 seconds your child or loved one comes across the stage, I just want to remind everyone here that we're a few words closer to the end of this precious page. Congratulations to the Stockdale class of 2016. Thank you, God bless. Love you, Mom.
With the least amount of effort, it doesn't happen that way. Anything of true value does not come cheaply. The price is usually one of perseverance, sacrifice, and the refusal to give up. Good jobs, great relationships, respect of your peers, or peace of mind aren't just handed out in some government entitlement program. Someone once summarized it as, successful people are willing to do what unsuccessful people are unwilling to do. So life is like a marathon rather than a sprint. The goal is to receive your reward after the whole race is completed, not just after the first 100 yards. The second that I will share is that I want you to fail more than anyone you know. Theodore Roosevelt, soldier, explorer, and president, once remarked, "It is hard to fail, but it is worse never to have tried to succeed." Walt Disney was fired because he lacked imagination and creativity. His first business went bankrupt. And Steven Spielberg was rejected by USC 3 times and finally went to Cal State Long Beach, where he never finished his degree. My point is that failures don't mean you're a failure. It's what you go through in order to be prepared for something greater. Third truism, success does not lead to happiness. The big lie in our society is that success, money, or power make you happy. It won't. It doesn't. The truth is the other way around. In a recent Harvard study, it was proven that people that simply choose to be happy are far more successful in their work and more satisfied in their relationships. The key is that you have to decide to be happy first. If you do, you greatly increase your ability to be successful. Be the person that sees their glass not as just half full, but as overflowing.
And you can continue standing until I finish. They are 151 students strong who have earned the California Scholarship Federation Gold Seal status and are wearing silver gowns. 108 of these are 100%ers, meaning because of 6 consecutive semesters during their sophomore, junior, and senior year, they have met the rigorous CSF requirements. Tonight, they are wearing gold cords, and academic medallions that acknowledge their efforts, and they are seated in the front rows and in the audience with silver robes. Let's give these students a big round of applause for their outstanding. Thank you. Also, in this outstanding class this evening, we have 125 students who are designated as presidential scholars for achieving a 3.8 grade point average or higher. Also, we have 329.
Madison M. Roth.
He has a medal. He's wearing a big medal. He looks like mine.
He looks like Pops.
He looks like Pops. So much. Look at him walk. Yeah.
Isa Diego Samara.
I cannot believe we didn't bring our big ones. Like with Toria, we had like close-ups of her.
Zuhair Sarwar.
Hey guys.
Neil F. Schoenwinter. Samuel.
You don't want to miss this, guys. It's sitting, sweating in the rain here in the heat. Mark Allen Emerson Siemens.
Jennifer Teresa and Powell.
Sophie Christine Ralphs. Alyssa Desiree Ramirez.
And our final graduate, Abigail Southway.
From right to left, signifying that you are a graduate from the Kern High School District and Stockdale High School. Congratulations, class of 2016. All right. 1, 2, 3. Have a wonderful Mustang Day.
You didn't want to lose it. Oh, he hugged somebody though. Right there. A couple of his buddies. That's good. I don't think I would have hugged any of my friends from school.
We'll come as quick as we can. Oh, you're not going. Are you going with them? I don't think so. What time would they come here? You want to take pictures?
Marky!
He saw us.
just hang on, guys.